All right.
All
So,
right, let's
like I
go.
said, I'm Rashawn, 19, and then everybody else introduce yourselves, and then we'll get started with the questions.
If no one else is going. What up, y'all? My name's Idris, aka Young Icy. You know who it is. I'm 18, turning 19 tomorrow. That's lit.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it. And yeah, this stuff's wild, man. That protest last Saturday, it was powerful, but it's the truth. Stuff like this just gotta end.
I'll go. I'm Marcus. I'm currently 19. Yeah, I'm just here. I don't like what's going on personally, but I do like the movement we are bringing.
I'm Marcus Johnson, co-founder of Young Kings and Queens, Inc. And I'm here to participate in this conversation.
Muted. Antoine Harris. I'm Antoine Harris, founder, CEO of the Antoine Harris Group. I also teach PE and teacher of teachers. So glad to join you all today. Honestly, I have my family here with me, so I don't know how much longer I can be on. It's wild and crazy over here. So yeah.
Okay, Serenity, Mercedes, and myself are all here for support. So we won't introduce ourselves. We just want to get to the next step.
All right.
So the first question we have is, how do the racial injustices affect you?
Mentally, it's like exhausting, low key, because knowing that not only can I be like killed by people who are sworn to protect me, but knowing that they can still get off is crazy, and knowing that like I have to work twice as hard in life just to be on par with other people who are like handed stuff or given stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, it's just mentally like hurting me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, honestly the same, because it's just like, just from what I saw in the protest and just like what people were actually saying, it proved just like how much the little bit that we do is gonna make a big difference. But overall, just like, it's never gonna change, no matter how hard we try. And people are gonna keep getting away with killing innocent Black people, and it's terrible. I want it to end.
It affects me mentally because of the generation that's about to come. When we're done, I don't want my children living in fear, just like how we are. I just want to stop all this and just live in a peaceful world where everybody gets along.
I know it's affecting me in many different ways, man. So yes, I am fighting, and I'm on the front line because my son right here, Cortez, my daughter, you know what I mean? Sooner or later, I'm gonna have some grandkids, some grandchildren, and we've been fighting for this for a long time, man. So it's about that time, because the Willie List paper said, you know what I mean, he told these people, these slave masters and things of that nature, if they operate in this matter, he would be able to have control of our people for hundreds of years. And those hundreds of years, them 400-500 years is up, you know what I mean? So I believe this was necessary. However, it was horrifying for a lot, because we were so distracted with so many different other things that we wasn't really maybe paying attention to, really, that it was really bubbling like it was.
So
this is these events have affected me for years on multiple different levels. My own personal, just situations with the law, just being for years pulled over for years without cause, and because of the car I was driving, my windows are being legally tinted, but just being in the neighborhood where they felt like I shouldn't have been in, or it's been so many levels to it. And now I have children who are aware and who are educated on it, and just really pouring into them more on how they can really be the change, and really be so impactful. Well, my now 3 kids in high school, that one who's very, very outspoken, and she really knows how to convey a message across and get a word out. But it's just it's a lot of work to do. It's going to start, in my opinion, just from the top. I just feel like in order to is the system, in my opinion, has been designed to keep us this way. In order for that to change, you have to completely start over. You have to completely start over. It's not, oh, the system's broken. No, the system's not broken. The system has been always designed for this to happen. And it's just been like that over time. And, it is going to take to, in my opinion, lose endorsement money. I know they say things about, for their family. I get that. But multimillionaires, multimillionaires have money that's everlasting for generations to come. And everyone doesn't have that. So I just feel that it's for it to more individuals going to have to speak out, and really just inspire that change. And also with the government and everything that has been instituted over these years, it has to be completely torn down and redone. The likelihood of that happening, I don't know, but that's what I feel. So I've been living through it. I lived it, and I just want to see more for a better world for my children moving forward, and everyone else's children, not just mine, but just a better world that we can.
So the next question was about the protests and Black Lives Matter. How do you feel about the support we're getting, and do you feel that some of the support we're getting is fake? And we'll do the same round robin with everybody responding to that question.
That's a heavy question.
You need me to repeat it?
Wait, so you said Black Lives Matter, the protests, and do we feel like the support we're getting is fake?
Right. How do you feel about the support that it's getting, and do you feel like some of that support is fake?
Hey, somebody go first.
I say that one right there first. My opinion, I know, this is my opinion, what I know could be false information. However, I stand on this. Majority of the information that we are receiving is false. Even with some of the ones that supposedly stand with and shit, I stand with you too. You fucking with money right now. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I appreciate, this platform right here because through all the protesting and rioting, etc., the young black man voice is being overlooked because this is who is affecting every day is the black man, right? You got people reporting bricks being dropped off in areas that know it's going to be rioted. I've done construction. I know what it takes to drop off big ass pallets of bricks. I don't give a damn. We're not going to do it by hand. You see what I'm saying? So that means we have a truck to bring the bricks home. We got to sit on the pallet, and we also have to. Um, bring in the equipment to get the pallets off. So how can not nobody see this? These are major cities with cameras everywhere. This is the age of technology. You know what I mean? So even with the Nipsey Hussle death, we see the cameras, we say things, we get a uproar, and then because so many of us feel like there isn't a change, there will not be a change. We raise up off of it, and it continue to happen, and continue to happen, and continue to happen. However, right now, this time, I believe because the murder was in cold blood and it was captured the way it was captured. Because if you watch the video, not only did he have his knee on his neck, he had his hand in his pocket, and as people yelled, man, he can't breathe. He's coming unresponsive. He twisted his knee. That's cold blood murder. You know what I mean? That these white people was getting away with. So now, through the technology, it's becoming known all over the world because it's happening all over the world. We just not communicating. Now that we communicating, the people is like, this shit is happening everywhere. Racism is all from the hands of the white man.
Oh, it's me. All right. I um shoot. How do I say this? I guess with the protests, I 100% agree. I don't like that we have to do this pretty much every time we hear about a black person getting killed by the police. And then with the riots, um, I 75% agree. Like, it's cool to do, you know what I'm saying? But I don't like that they destroying um our businesses, like the black owned businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like a Target, I mean, sure, you know, but like the black owned businesses, the people who built from literally zero, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You pretty much doing the opposite, you know what I'm saying, of what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be building up each other, not destroying they buildings, you know? And then do I feel like the support we're getting is fake? Uh a lot of it is because they just want clout. They want the likes on Instagram and Facebook. And you know what I'm saying? They want to feel like, oh my God, I'm getting so many fans now because I said Black Lives Matter on a post that has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? So the support we're getting is fake, but a lot of it is real. You know what I'm saying? Like either A, it's more black people who have like big platforms. I feel like they're 100% doing what they need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Putting the focus on Black Lives Matter. And then a lot of other people are, I don't know, they'll just be dancing in a video and then say Black Lives Matter. And then everybody's like, yeah, you're with us. Like, no, you're just, you know what I'm saying? You're not supporting. You're just putting a hashtag on and stuff like that. But yeah.
All right,
All right.
Marcus.
Oh,
Nah, Idris, go ahead. You on
all
mute?
right. So like rebounding off what Rashawn said, like we lived here long enough to know Kalamazoo has a lot of money into it. So like for them to just like riot and break things, like we're not doing nothing but hurting ourselves and end with that. It's like, yeah, like we're rioting, we're showing that we're angry, but at the same time, it's like, what are we gonna do? Because once those businesses are shut down, it's like, what are we gonna do? We got to rebound off of that now. And it's just like with the whole social media thing, I have a certain family member. They basically said that white people can't use Instagram for regular Instagram until everything is over. They're basically saying if you're not posting Black Lives Matter, then you shouldn't be using Instagram. And it's like, that's not what this is about. Like, not at all. Like, people can show their support, but like to use an entire social media platform to be like, yes, only Black Lives Matter. That's not what we want. That is not what we want at all. And it's like, even with the protests and everything, I know for a fact, like a good chunk of it is like fake because they just don't want to be left out and be like, oh, you're white and you're not fighting for Black Lives Matter. This obviously a problem there. And it's like they can be supportive and not just like show it like how we're showing it, because you know we've dealt with this for so long. So you know it's like, oh yeah, this is what we need to do to like make a change. But even if we make a change, it's only for a certain period of time before it happens again. Because even while the protests are still going on, there are still young Black individuals, successful young Black individuals out there getting killed during the protest. So even then, nothing's changing. The same things are still happening. The same people are still killing the Black kids. And it's just like, what is it gonna take for them to realize what they're doing isn't okay? They need to understand, like, this generation, like we're gonna be the generation that makes the biggest difference in all of this. That's what they don't understand. We grew up like on like the end of like of racism, like where it's not as heavy, but it's still happening. And we want the change. Like we want that for our future generation. Like when I have kids, I don't want them to go out and be like, I don't want to be scared that they're gonna get shot by a cop because they're just doing what they do outside. I don't want to worry about that. Like I can't do that. Like with Rashawn, he doesn't even live in Kalamazoo during like most of the year. So it's like I can't be like, oh, is Rashawn gonna get shot by a cop while he's at school? Like I don't want to think about that. I don't want to have that thought in my mind, you know? It's just crazy, man. Like all the protests, as much as I appreciate like all the love and support that we're getting, like I know a lot of it's not real and they're just doing it just to show Black people that, you know, oh yeah, we care about you. It's like, other than that, like they wouldn't be doing this. No white people set up their own protests. It's all like Black people, like we need to come together, and white people just so happen to show up. Because if they don't show up, they're gonna get shunned by the Black community, and that's what they want to avoid.
Classified as a racist, pretty much.
Yeah, basically, like, but if they have an opinion on it that Black people don't agree with, then they're labeled racist as well. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, do we want the support? Do we not want the support? Like, why are you fighting them? If they say one thing that's going towards our cause, don't fight it. It's like, this is what we want. We want people to understand, yeah, this is bad. Even if they don't do what we're doing, they understand it. It's a problem and it needs to change. That's all I got to say about it.
Totally agree.
That was you did well, buddy.
Boy, you need to be at the next protest on the microphone.
I was like the peaceful protest last Saturday. I was on the news. I got on stage and spoke and everything. Like people need to understand, like this stuff is happening. Like no matter what we do, it's not going to change 100%.
All right, Marcus.
Hey, light skin.
Marcus Buchanan.
I look at the younger generation as the hope of everything. I work with kids. I work at the Boys and Girls Club. I love seeing their success, and I don't want to see them, I don't know, like getting mistreated. I don't want to see them get hurt at any type of point, because each generation changes the way we think of stuff, or even changes the reality of things. The riots, I understand why they're happening. I can't fully agree upon it. Hurting businesses, hurting people's jobs that have nothing to do with it. And I don't want the younger generation getting the idea like that's the main thing we're getting at. The main thing we're trying to get at is change, and we don't want this happening to any Black people we have, and anybody else in general. But it's just the way social media is handling it. I just don't want nobody getting hurt. Now the fakeness of it, there's a lot of fake people trying to help so they won't look like a racist and all this, or they just want social media to be buzzing. I don't agree with the fake people. Now, if you really want to make a change, then I want you to speak your opinion on it. You might get backlash for it, but at least you're speaking it and not holding anything back. That's what I like about it.
Hey, can I say something real quick? I like what you just said though, about how you don't condone destroying things, right? But I want you to understand one thing. This is what I want you to understand. The majority of the people that won't change, that really, really won't change, ain't the ones destroying and looting, tearing up shit. You know who tearing up shit and looting? Motherfuckers trying to hit a lick, man. Take advantage of this time for the change to hit a lick, man.
Okay. So the next thing that's kind of leading into what their last question was, which is what can you do to affect the change you want to see? And so I want to give that, we tried to do it the same way. And it started with Sean, and y'all kind of circle around to what can you do to make the change you want to see?
Well, how I want to see a change, you know what I'm saying? We just got to show them that our lives equal, like, that our lives are literally like theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like there's literally no privilege at all. We're all equal. We all bleed the same blood. We're all God's creations. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We just got to show them that we're like literally all equal. There's rich millionaires, Black and white. There's rich billionaires, Black and white. You know what I'm saying? We're all built from the same cloth. But I don't know how to show them that, but that's what we got to do. I don't know how we're going to reach that point, but we got to show them that we're literally all the same.
Yeah,
I
honestly,
agree, but it's how they're brought up in the world that's gonna change
that's
who
the
they
same
are.
too. Because you're not born racist. You know what I'm saying?
you're raised that way.
You're raised that way.
And like my
Yeah,
thought
like
about it is just like there's gonna be one day in a generation, maybe not while we're alive, but it's going to happen eventually. Like there's going to be a generation that's like not raised on racism, because eventually everyone's gonna be like, all right, this is messed up. We shouldn't like follow this belief, and they're gonna raise their kids the exact same way. So it's like we might not see the change, but like it's going to happen eventually. And like that's what I have the hope in this country. And it's just like no matter how bad things get, they're gonna eventually realize, this isn't the way to go. We need to raise our kids better. And hopefully one day it'll just be like, hey, I love you, white man, Mexican man, whatever you want to be. We're brothers. We're together for stuff like that. Same thing with the cops. I'm scared for our cops because they're not the ones out here doing it. And people are blaming them for it. I know there's one female cop, her named Stephanie. She was going home in her own personal vehicle, getting followed home by a white man. Being followed home. And she told us at my job, she was like, I'd rather have them kill me than kill my kids because she's not going to let them follow her home. And it's like, if our cops are going through that because of what other cops are doing, it's just like, how long are we going to let that go on?
Yeah, it's not all cops. It's literally like.
And that's the crazy thing, man. It's not all cops, but the crazy thing is that you have this one great cop, but because he'll speak up whatever, you know what I mean? If they speak up, it's like they going against the code. You know what I'm saying? You just like you can't speak up. Like that's their code. That's the blue code. You know what I'm saying?
Like Rashawn, like show people that we're equal. I don't know how we'll do it, but having the younger generation learn and educate themselves on what's happening. hopefully they'll make a change in the country. One day we'll be equal. Hopefully soon, but then again, I have no idea on how.
Yeah, we've been preaching that for a long
You have
time.
no idea how you can change it?
Social media, if social media does it the right way, because social media has a lot of power in this generation, I don't know how they would incorporate that to show the brighter things, because they're only showing the bad thing right now. But I know there's still good people out there that can use the social media and branch out and hopefully use that to success.
You know how they started actually pushing the LGBTQ community? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how they actually started including them in the movies and including them in the TV shows and the cartoons and stuff like that. I feel like that's what they need to do. That's what they need to do for the Black community and like being equal, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was the last question, basically. I just wanted to know what y'all felt like you all could do, what you have the capacity to do to cause change in this area, and like if it was support that y'all need.
Well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna continue doing what I've been doing. I'm gonna continue reaching out to young guys, spreading the word.
What you said, okay, oh my God. You said what are we doing? Right? Okay, so well, me and Marcus, you know, we're trying to be YouTubers, and so we're gonna build our platforms all the way up to where we have a certain amount of followers and subscribers, and we're gonna be pushing our opinions to better the communities.
Better my community.
What will you do?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I went to that protest. That was about all I could do, really. Honestly, all I can really do is just like, you know, just keep living my life and just show people that, you know, ain't nothing wrong with being Black.
Valid point.
I beg to differ. It is more that you can do. Y'all are all over 18, able to vote. And y'all are like, this will be y'all first time voting. And I say that because accountability is key. And we haven't been holding the people that we put in these offices accountable. And because all of y'all are able to vote, you are able to put, this is like you telling this person, I believe in you, but also you can use your vote as a bargaining tool, basically. So you align, the people who align with what you believe are the people that you need to be voting for. And then when you get them in office, you hold them accountable. So if y'all generation can actually do that and hold these politicians accountable and keep record of the lies they tell versus the votes they enter, you can do a better job of what we tried to do, but get it out there. So there's a lot that you can do and support, like we do, I guess. But y'all, I'm very proud of this conversation.